I want to have a quick conversation about how to choose the best legal billing software. So here's the overview I want you to pay attention to. So the thing is, before we talk about the steps, let's define legal billing software. What is it exactly? So legal billing software is a downloadable or a cloud-based program that lets you track billable hours for law firm clients, send invoices, and get paid. Okay, very simple. So typically, it includes billing features unique to law practices such as trust accounting, leads billing, and you have retainer payments. And many legal billing platforms also include case management so that you can really organize matter, documents, and information in one place along with client billing. So this is really important here. So why should you use legal billing software at all? Now, the thing is, legal billing is nothing. It's not something that's easy. You might be, the thing is, people think it's easy. It's not. Legal billing is complex compared to billing in other small businesses. And legal billing structures are unique, and lawyers are subject to strict ethics and accounting regulations. So dedicated legal billing software can help your firm manage time tracking and invoicing more efficiently than general bookkeeping and invoicing software might allow. And so what are really the most common types of billing methods in a law firm? Well, hourly billing is the most common type of billing for legal practices, but firms might also offer options for flat fees, for instance, retainers, or contingency fees set as a percentage of the amount of an award won through judgment or settlement. And so the thing is, you have to understand, people have asked a question about PayPal and Venmo. Well, ethical and legal rules for accepting online payments, such as credit and debit cards and peer-to-peer payments, vary by state and location. So whether you should take payments via payment apps such as PayPal or Venmo depends on whether clients are paying for earned fees or retainers. So you are required by law to place retainer fees in a trust account, which these apps don't do. Okay, so legal billing in general has several benefits, which I will explain into this conversation. But the software is totally secure, not a problem at all. Totally secure. So, and you have a 2FA, like two-factor authentication, multi-factor authentication. You have encryption, and so on and so forth. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. We're having a quick convo about how to choose legal billing software for your law firm. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty here. So what are the steps you should follow right now if you want to choose the perfect legal billing software for your law firm? And so the software that is great for your law firm depends largely on your practice's size and needs. Those two words are important: size and needs. And so law practice management and legal billing software could really offer a range of features, including billable hours tracking. So you have the ability to monitor and track how many hours are being billed for real. You have expense tracking. So expense tracking here, you are looking at your cost accounting, your expenses in relation to the revenue that is coming from billing. You want to have there are some features revolving around invoicing. So when we talk about invoicing, we can talk about manual invoicing or automated invoicing. And you want features that allow you to track late payments and automated follow-up, because the whole thing is, of course, you want to know the clients who are late, the amount of outstanding invoices, but you want things to be automated because you really don't have time to do things manually anymore. Especially if you have a large practice, you want those things to actually happen in the background. That's it. All you want to do is to practice law, not actually collect unpaid debt, right? So you want to have features around case information management, so you can see what's really happening. You want to have features around document storage, document sharing with employees and or clients, because if you want to foster a collaborative environment among your employees, you need to have software that allows this sort of interaction. We're talking about customer relationship management. So CRM, a CRM element is really important in legal billing software. You got to think about also document signing. Again, if you are able to integrate the electronic signature into the legal billing software tools, that's even better. You want to have legal calendaring. So legal calendaring is really important also. You want to have online payments, another important feature. And you also want to have bookkeeping and or accounting features. So those accounting features should be in sync with US GAAP. So US GAAP, US generally accepted accounting principles. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to choose legal billing software for your law firm. Let me really dig into the decision here. So, to determine what you're looking for and which features are worth the cost for your firm, you want to consider your firm's needs. Remember, earlier I was talking to you about your firm's needs and size, right? Now here I want to go granular on our research means by needs. So some questions to consider. Do you currently use accounting software? I'm not even talking about billing software. Do you currently use any type of accounting software? And are you looking to switch, or do you need something that will integrate with your existing accounting software? So this is important. If you're using accounting software, maybe if you want to maybe reach out to the vendor to see if they have some kind of billing capabilities. That way you don't have to start over. You don't have to you don't have to spend extra on software. Another question for you: do you currently use document signing and management software? If yes, do you want to switch, or do you need something that will integrate? Because again, there are some elements of electronic signature that come with billing, right? Because the clients wants to make sure that the bill is coming from you, and once you receive the payments, the clients wants to get confirmation. Another question that I want to ask you that can really help you sort of decide better: do you want to handle case management and billing in the same place or separately? Now, this question actually revolves around regulatory and operational practices. Maybe in your firm, you like to do things separately, or maybe courts have ordered you and your peers in your state to divorce the case management from the billing management. So it's really a gray area here. It really depends. And how many users will your firm need to set up in the software? Because this affects pricing. Do you need software that offers trust accounting, or will you manage that separately? Okay. And will your clients be open to paying through an online portal instead of by check or another method? So those are important questions to actually answer before. Let me give you the approach here. So the thing is that if you are, let's say you're thinking about getting the best legal billing software for your law firm, it's important to first look at the characteristics. Now I'm giving you a real life example. Let's say you're just out there and you are trying to get the best legal billing software for your firm. So what are the characteristics of the software that you currently have? Okay. Pay attention to so what are those characteristics? We're talking about the features. We're talking about the capabilities. We're speaking about the capabilities, functionalities. Okay, so every software varies in what kind of characteristics it contains. So the needs of your law firm should match the features and functionalities of the software, and then this is really how you actually start the whole selection process. Ask yourself. You want to use a checklist. Does it cover this? Does the software cover this and this and this and this and that? That way you know that you are good to go. The second thing is price. Obviously, it's important to understand that the way we analyze pricing in relation to software is that we look at the value that the software is really bringing, right? And so there is way too much billing software available. That's for sure. But so you want to choose wisely. And it shouldn't be just based on the price, because you can have software that's cheap, but it's not doing the job. Is that what you want? Or you want software that's efficient, right? That's effective. So it's important to really have to strike the right balance between pricing and I would say value. So the bottom line is you want software to add value to your operations. Okay. So whether or not it is expensive is a different discussion, but does it add value? By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to choose legal billing software for your law firm, and I'm just talking to you about the proper steps that you can take right now in real life to actually get the job done. So first, look at the characteristics. Number two, look at the pricing. Number three, you want to look at ease of use. So we're talking here about UX and UI. Basically, user interface and user experience are quite essential, right? You want things to be easy, because the last thing you want is to actually to block your staff's time for, like, to block your personnel time for 2 weeks, 1 week, just because they have a steep learning curve and they need to be trained for 8 hours a day to understand how the legal billing software works. You don't want that. You want ease of use. And when we talk about ease of use, it means that the icons, the way the software is built should really be intuitive. Like, you don't need to have a coding background. Like, anybody with a simple level of understanding of accounting or software in general should be able to use the software. That's what you want anyway. Okay, so ease of use is important. And so you have to understand, when we talk about legal billing software, you are going to have lawyers using it. You are going to have your law firm's staff using it. You might have some partners using the software. You might have a constellation, like a diversity of staff members who will use it. So just make sure it's accessible to all those different levels of, I would say, professional acumen and intellectual sophistication, right? So you want something very easy. The next thing you want to look at is trust account. So it's important for the law firm to place retainer payments into trust accounts as per state rules. So it becomes a great help to law firms if they can really find legal billing software with trust accounting and a retainer remittance. So it's important though, because when we talk about trust accounting, again, you remember that there are many types of trust accounts and people choose to create them for many reasons. For example, escrow accounts might be used for real estate expenses, and trust can be established to handle inheritance or estate planning. So a trust account has several needs, if you will, and just be sure that whatever the rules are in your state, you want software to help you abide by those laws. Let's talk about data backup. And this is an important element. So, again, I'm giving you the step-by-step, like in real life, if you were to choose legal billing software. And so I want you to close your eyes and picture your law firm's size and needs. What are your needs in with respect to data backup? Do you do data backup every day? Does your IT team do data backup twice a day, once a week, once a month? What are your needs? Because when we talk about data backup, you have to understand data backup options are a must in any software. Client details to payment records. Nearly all the information gets stored over it. Hence, law firms must ensure that their billing software contains data backup as well as data recovery functionality. You got to have those. Those elements are really important. The last thing you want is for the court to ask you, like a judge to ask you a question, and you can't really retrieve the data. Also, think about project management. So project management is another important element here. So when we talk about project management, we're speaking about your ability, for instance, to have a collaborative environment within your team. Project management becomes quite essential when you have multiple team members all working in the, let's say, in one firm. Because if you're by yourself, or if you have 2 or 3 or 4 folks, those are manageable. But once you start having 20, 40, 50, 60, then it becomes a little bit of very, very, very difficult, very complex. But good thing is that if you have project management functionalities within legal billing software, you're able to actually do things a little better. Remember, the project management interface in the legal billing software tool is the cherry on the cake spot for lawyers, right? Projects are collections of several purchases. Therefore, project management facilities is a must in law firms Such facilitation makes sure that the firm is functioning well in accordance with regulations and also in accordance to its own operational goals. Let's talk about the choice. When we talk about legal billing software, there is an important element that a lot of viewers have asked us. What is the contradiction between desktop or cloud-based? In other words, you got to ask yourself, if I'm looking right now to buy or to choose legal billing software, do I want cloud-based or desktop-based? You need to understand cloud-based arrangements are more reasonable than desktop-based setups. They offer those cloud-based arrangements. They offer automatic setups and maintenance in place of manual attempts. So everything is automatic here. So any kind of technical error gets fixed by the provider itself. And cloud-based software is more in demand than desktop ones. I mean, cloud-based is like the wave of the future. I mean, based on what we have seen. But anything can change, though. Anything can really change, and it's important to understand that when you go with cloud-based, you have some advantages. When you go with desktop-based, you do also have some advantages. So let's quickly go through those. So when you have a cloud-based software tool, the main advantage is that everything is stored on the cloud, giving you, the user, access anytime and anywhere, as long as there is an internet connection. But if you have, let's say, a desktop-based software tool, basically the data is really in your desktop, right? Or it really can only be. So if you go on vacation, let's say, if you go on vacation right now and you just want to relax and chill for a few days, you cannot access the data because unless you bring your computer, and in some cases it's even tied to your facility, so you can't really get out of the building. You have to stay in the building to do the work. So now, but we know nowadays that a lot of companies have understood the importance of diversifying. So this is really good. And so one thing I want to say is that when we talk about legal billing software, please, and if you want to go with the cloud-based software, please make sure that you create similar accounts with your employees or your colleagues, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to get into the whole system. And it's very important also to understand that there is a need for scalability, right? So right now you might be having 10 people and you give them access to your cloud-based solution, but if tomorrow there are 100 and you don't have the proper sort of rules, this could be problematic. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Let's do a quick recap here. So I spoke to you today about how to choose legal billing software for your firm. And I give you the overview, the steps, the decision. Thank you. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.